Hey everybody, I'm Josh, and welcome to another episode of Just Sayin. Thank you. We have a great show for you this week. We are taking a look at our part 2 of our month-long series on Dating 101, where I, someone who doesn't date, shows you how to find and keep your perfect person. Last week I showed you what not to put on your profiles on your dating apps. And so this week, we're hypothetically saying that you followed what I said and found someone to go on a date with. And we're focusing on the first date. That's right. It's all about the first date. Your next rest of your life depends on what I'm about to talk about today in the show. So don't do anything that I'm telling you happens on these first dates. Anyway. It's time to answer the question, what is Josh drinking? If I can click the button, there we go. My mouse is acting a little bit funky because I've got two computers going on right now, and my phone. So, yeah, I'll tell you all about it here in a minute. But I'm drinking good old Mountain Dew. Refreshing. And I just realized I don't have a straw. So we're going to randomly pick a straw. That really hurts my neck. We're going to randomly pick a straw. There we go. Alright, moving right along. As I said, today we are focusing on the first dates, and so I went online, and I tried to do this one other Dating 101 series, season-ish, back in the day, and I couldn't find what exactly I was looking for. And so, on a whim this week, I was putting the show together. I'm like, let me just go see if I can find some cute first date stories. What I found is anything but. So I found this BuzzFeed. I Googled worst first dates, and I found a link that took me to the BuzzFeed website. And on there, they talk about a Reddit user called fun_willingness5995 who posed a question on Reddit. What was a time in which a date was going well, but the other person ruined it? They had a full list of worst first date story. BuzzFeed picked 26 of their favorites from that list. From that BuzzFeed list of 26, I narrowed it down to 10. So we're going to talk about the 10 worst first dates coming up. And let me tell you, I have had some bad dates. And none of them can compare to what I'm about to talk to you about. I'm just saying. But I thought, since I'm talking about bad first dates, that I would tell you about one of my bad first dates. It's time for the rundown. It just seemed like a good segue. I really haven't rehearsed. So, we'll see what happens today. So, I was on a date with this person who we're going to call Bob, because I don't want to say the person's name. So we went on a date, and we went out to a very fancy steakhouse. Like, steaks were, ribeye was like $150. So we're at this restaurant, and keep in mind, I have been a waiter my entire life. And by this time, I think I was a paramedic. I think I was a paramedic at the time, and also had a side job on waiting tables. So, that's besides the point. So, I'm on a date, and this person played semi-professional sport. We'll say they played soccer, but they didn't. So Bob plays soccer. Bob and I were out at this restaurant, and over comes the waiter. And keep in mind, this is a fancy place. Like, the waiters are all wearing ties, white shirt, ties, cummerbunds. I mean, it's a fancy schmancy place. So I'm like, okay, he's trying to impress me. Great, going smoothly. The waiter comes over, and my date gets in his pocket like this, pulls out $5 in ones, plops it on the table, and says, "That's your tip, and every time you fuck up, I'm taking one away." Needless to say, I excused myself to the bathroom, actually tipped the server well, told him I apologized, and we just remained friends. The person I was on a date with, we just remained friends. I'm 99.9993% sure they have no idea I do this show. So I'm hoping to goodness that they never find this and watch it, because I just told him he was kept in a friend zone. Anyway. So yeah, that was like the first interaction we even had with the server. The server, I don't think had even told us their name yet. Anyway. So my week had a great week. I'm actually in a really good mood today. No pain meds and no pain meds. I'm hurting like a blankety blank, but no pain meds. So we're gonna see how well this show does. But I did just get home from lunch with a co-worker. They worked with me at my old store. We never actually, like, they quit before I started, and then they came back after I got transferred. So we're co-workers, but we never worked together. Anyway, and we just had lunch. It was a great time. I'm going to call her Mary Rose. Thanks for lunch. Thanks for going to lunch with me. And we have to do it again, because it's your turn to buy next time. Anyway, so I told you about that. We're gonna try something different today. I was sitting at my desk the other night and had a random thought pop into my head. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like having this thought just out of nowhere that I'm going to tell you about here in a minute. But I thought, you know what, this is the kind of randomness that pops into my head all the time. And so I'm going to share it on the show, and I can't really put it in what is Josh thinking. So we're going to debut a test run of a new sketch right now, if you guys don't mind. I don't even have any graphics for it. It's so new. That I'm going to call Josh's Random Rant. So the other night, I'm at home. I had just gotten home from work. I'm sitting at my desk. I have Hulu playing Hell's Kitchen on my TV through my computer. I'm playing a game on my phone, not even thinking about anything. Just playing my game, listening to Hell's Kitchen. I don't know why that calms me down, but it does. So, in my head, I start having this conversation/debate with myself about whether or not it would be a good idea to date a porn star. I'm not dating a porn star. I will never date a porn star. Like, I will never have the opportunity to, because I'm with someone that I'm pretty sure will last for the rest of my life. But if it ever happened that this person was a porn star, how would I feel about it? And I thought to myself, you know, it wouldn't bother me that they had sex with someone else. Like, that was their job. You know, I flirt at my work with old ladies, but it's my job, you know. Whatever. I'm not going to get mad at my accountant boyfriend because he plays with numbers all day. I'm kidding. That was the funnier in my head. Anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, you know, I wouldn't care about that. I wouldn't care that the person was hotter than I am, because chances are the person I find will be hotter than I am. And I would like to parade that person around and be like, this is what I got. I'm a 3 out of 5. I got a 7 out of 5. You know, that kind of stuff wouldn't bother me. I'd be proud of that. What would really bother me about dating a porn star is this. And this is the up part of the whole thought process that I was having with this conversation that I randomly was having while listening to Hell's Kitchen and playing on my phone. The thing that would piss me off about dating a porn star is that, like, for example, when I worked in IT, the last thing I wanted to do when I got home was be on my computer. Or when I worked in a call center, the last thing I wanted to do when I got home was be on my phone. Like, have a conversation on my phone. Could you imagine that the last thing that the porn star would want to do is to have sex when they got home? Like, that would just totally bum me out. Like, just read a book. I'll let you know when I'm done. No! Like, No. It would bother me because they would never want to because they just did it for 40 hours a week. Literally did it. Anyway, that's the randomness that pops into my head. And so, excuse me, that was the debut test run of Josh's random rant. So please comment below, email the show. Let me know if you want to hear more of that randomness that pops into my head. Speaking of randomness that I think is complete and utter bullshit, it's time for the bullshit question of the week. And as soon as I found this one, as soon as I read this one on Monday, February 5th, I was like, this is the one I'm having on the show. Because, wow. Like, bizarre. Blew my mind. Yeah. My new brain's on order right now. I'm kidding. I never had one to begin with. So here's the question. How much does the average cloud weigh? Is it A, clouds are weightless? Is it B, the average cloud weighs over 1 million pounds? Or is it C, bullshit, clouds are impossible to weigh? The answer is... B. They weigh over 1 million pounds. When you think of gravity and you think of 1 million pounds, how are these clouds suspended in the air? I am baffled. Baffled. And I know a lot of random stuff, but that blew my mind. I'm sorry, I feel like I have something stuck in my throat. That didn't sound good when we're talking about bad first dates. Let's go ahead and start the news. Kobe Bryant will be officially... his legacy will forever be remembered at the Crypto.com arena as they unveiled the new 6-foot statue of him, which will... Here it is. Drum roll, please. That's the statue of him. It honors the nod to his pose from his 81-point performance against the Raptors in 2006. It also honors the triangle offense and his 5 championships. His widow, Vanessa, announced that there were 3 other statues in the works with all 3 of his different jerseys, and they're making one for their daughter, Gigi. So I'm not sure where they're going to be. I didn't read that far into it, but that's a pretty nice statue. And apparently some people were like moaning and groaning about it, and she said, you know what, tough shit, this is what he would have wanted. Literally, that's what she said. So, anyway, they unveiled the Kobe Bryant statue. So his legacy will be honored at, again, the Crypto.com arena. I hate cryptocurrency. I don't understand it. Like, why do I want to spend $100 to buy something that's not even worth $1? Anyway, so this is a 4-armed robot that, you know how they say technology is the new greatest and bestest thing ever in the whole wide world, and people can't live without technology, and that robots will take over the world, because it is one of my irrational fears. Robots are going to take over the world and defeat all of us humans, and how self-checkouts take away jobs from people. Well, one thing I know for sure, as of right now, there will be no 4-armed robot surgeons. Because this lady in Florida named... Nope, I totally was reading the wrong story. This lady in Florida... I was like, what does this have to do with DJ Calvin Harris? Nothing. This lady from Boca Raton, Florida, Sandra Sulzer, died when she was having a colon cancer removed, or some kind of colon cancer surgery. Normal procedure. They were testing this 4-armed robot, and there was a part of a sleeve missing, covering certain wires or something that controlled the arms, which allowed the electricity to come out of the robot and literally burned a hole in her, killing her. The husband is now suing, I believe, the hospital. I'm not quite sure. I think it was the hospital. But apparently it burned a hole in her. And she died. So, anyway. Calvin Harris's house caught fire the other day. I don't know why this is big news, but it is because it's Calvin Harris. And Calvin Harris is amazing. And I keep clicking the same picture. I'm trying to keep talking so that no one knows I'm busy and not paying attention. But it didn't work because I couldn't figure out why my picture wasn't coming up. It's the wrong picture. Anyway, Calvin Harris's house caught fire the other day. Someone from inside the house around 8:25 p.m. called stating there was a smell of quote-unquote smoke in the house. Come to find out there was a small fire in an empty part of the home near his theater room, near the projector room that caught fire. There's about $100,000 worth of damage. However, because I'm guessing because it's a celebrity or something, I don't know. It does in the other pictures I saw. It does look like he lived by some wild area, so maybe they were worried about a wildfire. I don't know, but 10 different departments responded from 10 different units from 20 responders arrived from all over the area, and there was only about $100,000 worth of damage. They acted like it was a 5-alarm fire. But I want to say it's maybe because they thought that it spread to the woods or something. I don't know. But so I have never heard of this guy. I just read that it was about the Super Bowl. And so I wanted to talk about it. The godfather of EDM, Tiesto, T-I-E with 2 dots over it, S-T-O, announced that he will not be able to perform at the Super Bowl for those of you that were looking forward to hearing from him. Because he had to fly back home for an family emergency. My thoughts are with him. Not sure what's going on, but you hate to hear something like that. But he was really looking forward to going. Oh, yeah. Anyway. And this one I just found funny because Taylor Swift is all about poise and being amazing. Well, she didn't have an amazing moment at her opening in Japan the other night when she was dancing with the dancers and like just tried to flop her butt on a chair, and the back of her, like the tailbone area, hit the front of the chair and she almost fell off, but she quickly recovered. I don't know why that's a big story, but it's Taylor Swift, and yeah, I'm assuming she'll be at the Super Bowl. I think she's just dating Travis Kelce so she can get a chance to perform at the Super Bowl, but he doesn't have anything to do with it, honey. Anyway, I'd watch her. Last year, I do know that the game, like, I don't watch the Super Bowl for the game, like everybody else in the entire world. I watch it for the commercials and for the halftime show, which both sucked last year, and the game was great. This year, I'm working. I don't care. I don't follow football anyway. So, over the break, I was so busy with work, I really didn't get a chance to check my email. So, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to read some viewer emails right now. And if you have a question you'd like me to ask on the show, please email the show. There's my show email address. I will post it at the end of the show like I always do. Here we go. Email number 1, congratulations on your relationship. I'm kind of disappointed. Oh, well, thank you. I don't do long distance. And no, people, I'm telling you right now, please stop emailing the show asking if it's Producer Man. I am not dating Producer Man. I would not date Producer Man if he were the only person left in this world. Because he's an idiot. And sitting right over there. So, I can say that. He can't talk on the show. Anyway. Oh, I forgot to tell him about your Valentine's Day present to me. My note cards. So I get this, I paused the whole sketch for a second. So I'm getting ready to film. I just get home from lunch with my coworker. My producer man comes in and he plops this Office Max bag, or Office Depot, whatever they call themselves these days. Plops it down on my desk and says, I got you a Valentine's Day present. That's all you're getting. And he goes and sits in his little table. I'm like, okay. So I pull out printer ink, which I asked him to get. And I pull out these note cards. Because I keep bitching that I don't have note cards, even though I work at a store that sells note cards. And I just forget to buy them all the time. So he buys me these neon colored note cards that are sitting right over here. They're different colors. I don't know if you can see them. And he's like, yeah. I said, colored note cards? He goes, yeah, I thought it'd be cool if we, like, color-coded them for the segments. I'm like, I'm colorblind. You are my best friend in the whole entire world, and you don't remember that. I would jump in front of a bullet for him, and he can't remember that I'm colorblind. Rude. Anyway, here's the next email. How long does it take you to put a show together? You need to learn how to write. Depends. I could get it done in a day if I'm really working hard. Most of the time, I do it after I get home from work, and it's after like 10 o'clock at night, and so I'm just doing something to stay awake, and then finally I start falling asleep. And I go to bed at my desk, just like this. Which is probably why I have neck problems. Just a thought. Number 3, how is Producer Man's family? They're annoyed with him, just like I am. Just saying. No, they're fine. She's got another baby on the way. He told me I couldn't announce that, but she told me I could, and obviously the woman runs the house, so they have another baby on the way. Happy Valentine's Day to you. Here's the next one. When is the next Taser Versus video? Maybe next week. Just depends on when I see her doing something funny and think I can catch it on video. I do have an idea for the next one. I just don't know how I'm going to do it. So I have to think it through in my head. And finally, if you could be stranded with anyone and one item on an island, who would it be and what? It would be Sebastian, obviously. And I don't know why I'm saying this, but I would want, like, some type of like, I don't want to say a Swiss Army knife, but something like a Swiss Army knife where you can just, like, flip it and you can play this board game, or you can flip it and read a book, or, you know, something like that, just to keep me busy, because I cannot stand quiet. I would go insane. I would literally go insane. I'd have to have sound. I could just have Sebastian, like, singing, but he can't sing. He can't sing. So, as I mentioned, we are talking about the first... Get that off the screen, please. I knew how to do my job here. As I mentioned, we are going to talk about the worst first dates. So, of this 26 on BuzzFeed.com, I picked my favorite 10. So here we go with another edition of the 10. So, I have a funny story about this segment. So I'm sitting, working out this segment, trying to figure out stories and going through the list, finding which ones. And I'm like, I really don't want to write this down. So how about I just use one of my old scripts, and I'll just read it off my TV and type it onto my old computer. Never did it occur to me to copy and paste them until Producer Man just mentioned it. Because he said, like that. Yeah, that's right. He's a... Anyway. Okay, so I thought it would be fun to Google first date fails. I found several lists. The one I decided to go with was from BuzzFeed.com, where Reddit user fun_willingness5995 posed the question, what was a time a date was going well, but the other person ruined it? They had a list of about 26, so I narrowed it down to my favorite 10. Here we go, number 10! User, and these are all Reddit users, user Frightened of Spoons said, we had dinner, and all was going well. We were wandering down the dark sidewalk, engaged in conversation, when she walked straight into a signpost that neither of us noticed. I let out a nervous laugh before I could stop it, and she accused me of engineering the entire event for my own amusement. That would be you would. First of all, it sounds like something I would do. I would be the person running into the fence or into the signpost because I've done it before. I've also run into an electric fence twice. Same one. I was playing tag when I was a kid, and I thought it would be a great idea to hide behind this tiny post. And so I'd crunch down next to this tiny post, and they see me, so I jump up, and an electric fence gets me, and I hit the ground again, and I'm like, what was that? And I jump up, and it shocks me again. And then someone finally was like, move! Oh, I'm a moron. Anyway, here we go. Number 9. I promise not all of them will have little anecdotes of my own in here. I promise. Now I just have to figure out which mouse I'm using. User Gonzo Stewie said, dinner, movie, went back to her place, and there it was. I have only 2 words. Pet gator. No. I was curious as to why she was buying so much lotion at the store. Where is my mouse? Is this the right mouse? I have 2 different mouse. There we go. I was with the wrong mouse. Yeah. Here we go. Number 8. This one's a short one too. From user I Love Muffins 09 said, he seemed like a cool guy. Then he showed me his poo blog. No, you heard that correctly. Poo blog. A blog about his poo. Yeah. I just thought maybe it would sound better. I don't know. I still don't know which mouse is which. Number 7. Why do I have a producer man when all he does is nothing but buy me color-coded note cards? Oh, number 7. Number great said, I wish I made this up. I had an amazing date and went back to his place. The dude had a car bed and a small heart-shaped bed, quote, for the ladies. It was producer man's wife. It's not. They still sleep in them. The kids sleep in a king-size bed. They still sleep in... I'm kidding. It's not producer man. Number 6. I grabbed the right mouse this time. Aren't you proud of me? Anyway, here we go. Number 6. Trailer Park Prepper said, she got jealous when I was nice to the waitress. Why do women do that? I mean, seriously. I never get jealous about anything like that, ever. I mean, hello, I date a porn star. Number 5. I'm not dating a porn star. That's the next thing is, who's the porn star? What can I watch him in? No, I'm not dating a porn star. It was an example. It was a random thought that popped into my head. It'd be better if I just say who it was, but I don't want to. Hannah1308 said, I went on a date last night and it was going really well until dessert when he looked at me and said, God, I can't wait to put babies in you. We hadn't even talked about kids at that point. Why would you blurt that out? On a first date. I mean, I understand sometimes you realize how gorgeous your kids would be. But you still don't say that on a first date. Number 4. User Xurroz, Xurroz, Xurroz. I can't. When I'm trying to roll my R's, I can't do it. But when I just talk like Rondo, I can do it. I didn't do it that time because I was trying. Anyway, number 4. I took a girl to our city's zoo. During the winter, they have Christmas lights everywhere, a light show, and even a Ferris wheel. It's really cute winter date idea. Well, we were on the Ferris wheel looking down on all the cute lights and holding hands. I asked if she was having a good time, and she looked at me nervously and said, quote, "I've been talking to someone else and told them about our date idea, and he decided to beat you to it." What a bitch. Like, she did that to herself. Like, don't blame me for this horrible first date, because you knew this is what we were doing. Stupid. I'll figure out my buttons one of these days. Number 3. If I'd click the button when I think I've already clicked it, I didn't click it. Number 3, round-fisherman-2570 said, when we were on a date having a good time, or at least I thought so, until one of her friends showed up and invited to her band playing across the street. She said that sounded awesome and left. No apology, invitation, reschedule, or anything. You at least finish the date through. Then when they say, do you want to go back to my place, and that's when you say no. Or you say yes and then never see them again. That's what we do in the gay world. Anyway. Here we go. Number 2. If I were on the right page, there we go. TW Beta said, we met on a dating app in college during the last week before winter break. We realized we lived close to each other back home, so we met in a nearby town area to get coffee. After the coffee, we decided to take a walk around the city. Being winter, it was a snowy day with ice on the ground. At some point during our walk, I made a joke and she playfully pushed my arm. Unfortunately, I happened to be standing on a sheet of black ice at the time. I slipped and tore my ACL and MCL and ended up spending the next 6 months on crutches. I do have a funny story about pushing somebody. So, and I think I've told you this story. I'm going to make it really quick. Because we're already 30 minutes into the show and I'm already only at my first segment. Granted, we're almost done. Wrong way, Josh. Granted, we're almost done. Anyway. So it's April Fool's Day. And my mom tells my sister how this lady came into the doctor's office where my mom worked, had a baby, asked my sister to call into the hospital and check on her, and my mom wrote down the name April Fools. My mom was sitting halfway on a counter eating stir fry, and my sister just playfully nudged her. My mom went off the counter, stir fry went all over the kitchen. It was funny. At 7 years old, though, it freaked me out, and I thought my mom was dead. But whatever. And number N, the worst first date that I could find on BuzzFeed.com that was stolen from a list on Reddit from you friend something or other. I'll put it in the comment below. Is there's too much to do, and producer man's just sitting over there. This one is actually hilarious. It was a first date in a little restaurant. She was a bit late and had 2 shopping bags, even though we were going to a film after dinner, but okay. It was a Saturday afternoon, and I thought, well, maybe she did have some shopping to do. The meal was nice, the conversation was interesting, and she looked cute, until the police came in and arrested her because she had just shoplifted. And that is what you don't do on a first date. And they had her on security camera shoplifting. Speaking of failing, I don't know how to segue into this. So speaking of failing, I figured I would do this. This next segment, I hardly ever do it anymore. It's time to look at some not correct text messages in this week's edition of Auto Not So Correct. That's right. I went to Google image search and typed in text message fails, found some hilarious ones that I thought I'd share with you, like this one. If I could get my mouse to do what I actually am trying to get it to do, there we go. From Dad, in a meeting. Are you in a meeting? No, why? Like, why? How do you get that to send so many times back to back? Though I will say, since I went to my new location, I don't have any service at work, which is annoying anyway. However, when I do go outside for a smoke break, I will randomly get text messages. And, like, I will text somebody back. Like, we'll have a short conversation while I'm outside smoking. I'll go back in. And, like, 20 minutes later, I'll go back out and I'll get the same exact message from them that started the conversation. I don't know what's going on, but I do have an iPhone 8. So maybe it's just old. And I know I need to get a new phone. Maybe I should get Apple. Instead of plugging Mountain Dew, maybe I should plug Apple. And maybe they'll send me the newest phone. Love you, Apple. Little shameless plug. Number 2, here we go. Dad and I fondled ourselves for the first time last night. We didn't get good results. Nothing came up. LMAO, Mom, I don't know what you are trying to write, but that was hilarious. Damn autocorrect, autocorrect. We Googled ourselves. No results. Have you ever tried to Google yourself? You would be surprised at what you find. I am terrified to Google me, because I don't know what's out there. I was kind of wild in college, okay? Who knows what could be out there? I'm not joking. Who knows what could be out there? Please don't Google me. Here's the next one. Anal sex is awesome. Penis, balls in my mouth. OMG. That was so out of context. I will tell you the story later. This is the most embarrassing thing ever. There is a legit explanation. My friend's car speaks the text he gets, and I just got a new phone and an FML. I was trying to get his car to say something hilarious. So it said, anal sex is awesome. Penis, balls in my mouth. Like, those words, those groups of words could not be put together so well. He had to, like, there's no way that it just randomly auto-corrected to all that. Rarely do I ever get my autocorrects to even remotely get to be what I'm trying to even say, which is really ticking me off. Maybe it's because I have an iPhone 8. I don't know. Here's the next one. Hint, hint, Apple. I love you. I heard Mom got stung by a few bees this morning. Is she okay? Did you have to go to the hospital? She is okay. No hospital. She had to take a deep penis. What? I had to inject her with an epic penis. Oh, for Christ's sake, EpiPen. Oh. I had to inject her with an epic penis. Oh. Again, I don't want to know what my parents do behind closed doors. I don't. They were probably into like some kinky shit that I didn't know about. Oh, anyway, moving along. Oh. Anyway, here's the next one. I got an AM Chem. WTF! Well done. Mom, what do you think WTF means? Well, that's fantastic. Nope. It's not what it means. I love when parents try to think they know the slang or the lingo these days. Here's the next one. Hey, Dad, are you busy? No, just finished vacuuming. The hooker you left here has some real sucking power. Dad, LMAO, I think you meant Hoover. Anyway, do you want to go grab dinner? I can't believe that happened. I thought those were autocorrects were fake. Hey. I don't make these up, people. I'm not this smart. Especially the Wawa Skittle Tits. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look on my channel for the Wawa Skittle Tits blooper. That's all I'm going to say. Here's the next one. Mom texts son, please stop changing Google logo so much. I like the original one. Mom, I don't change the logo. Google changes it. On my computer, you don't run the Google? If I did, I wouldn't be driving a 2004 Ford. I'd be driving a 2005. I'm kidding, I drive a Honda. Here we go. Please don't put a bomb under my car, people. Thanks. Here's the next one. Your great aunt just died, LOL. Why is that funny? It is not funny, David. What do you mean? Mom, LOL means laughing out loud. Oh my goodness, I sent that to everyone. I thought it meant lots of love. I have to call everyone back. Oh God. Could you imagine if I texted my family members when my mom passed and said, hey, my mom just passed, LOL. Or someone, it would be worse if someone replied back to that with that LOL, thinking they were just saying, oh, lots of love to you and your family. No, it's not what it means, Mom and Dad. It's not. Here's the next one. Hey, Mom, the crack I bought for Dad's birthday was about $100. Is that okay? Wow, it was so much cheaper when I was young. Cake, Mom. Wait, what? I will say, up until the day she died, that I know of, my mom never smoked weed. Or as she liked to call it, the dope. I remember she looked at me when I started smoking weed, and she was like, Josh, are you smoking the dope? I'm like, Mom, that's not what we call it anymore. And yes, I share. She always said she would try it if it was legal. And it's legal, but I don't know if she ever tried it. She didn't around me. I will confirm that to the day I die. Here we go. Here's the next one. I have a great sorry to hear a story, sorry to hear the games, sorry to hear the games being sorry, to hear the games being played, sorry to hear the games being played, sorry to hear the games being played, at love you, go Pens, go Pens, go Pens, go Pens, go Pens, go Pens, keep me posted. What? That's what I thought. So it's been a long time since I've done this version of What's Wrong Here. And so I thought it would be fun to take a look back at the segment we used to do of What's Wrong Here, Cake Decorating Edition. You know, it drives me nuts when people take everything you say word for word. I don't know, like this lady. Happy birthday with balloons and crap like that on it. Thanks. At least they didn't put crap on it. Well, I mean, they put crap on it, but they didn't put crap on it. Which was kind of crappy. Here's the next one. It's 10:30. I'm tired. Here's your cake. Hey, at least it got a heart on it. Producer man just buys me a Hostess birthday cake, little snack size thing. It's all I get. At least for the show. Now, I don't understand this one. It's for a girl's 3rd birthday. Happy birthday to Gabrielle. Gabrielle. But why would you take off Minnie's face and just leave the ears and bow? Like, that just doesn't make sense. Here's the next one. I have never seen a cake or any decoration, for that matter, with a pissed off Santa. Now, I've known someone that's been stabbed or shot or, you know, whatever. Never would I think it would be a good idea to send them a cake that says, sorry you've been stabbed. While it's hilarious, I don't think that's a good idea. Here's the next one. Now, I really don't understand this one. Maybe there's a hidden... Maybe the person's flying to another country to be a fireman because there's not enough firefighters in the U.S. I don't know. But it says, good luck in China, and it has a fireman on it. I'm thinking it was supposed to be good luck, like they wanted the good luck in written in China. I don't know. In Chinese? I don't know. That actually might make sense, but why? Here's the next one. What in the world? Exactly. Even the dog is confused. What in the world would... Just why? Why would you draw this on a cake? Hey, I have a friend whose birthday's coming up, and I want to order him a cake. However, I don't want anything written on it, but he loves cubes in the shape of rectangles. Can you do that for me? Thanks. Yeah, no. Here's the next one. Thanks for a great year in purple. At least they wrote all of it in purple, and it's not like in a different color. I think it's purple. Producer man said it's purple, so it's probably like brown. I don't know. Here's the next one. Now, when someone I know does something great, I like to honor them. I like to let them know, hey, you did a great job. But clearly, the person who decorated the cake did not do well in phonics class or in spelling. Congratulation? You done it. Maybe they got to the GR and was like, I'm going to run out of room. I'll just shrink the word. Who knows? And finally, I'm thinking that the couple got married, that they're not getting a cake because they weeded their garden. But it's congratulations on your weeding. Maybe they're opening a business. I don't know. Regardless, that's all I've got for you this week. Be sure to join me next week when we continue our month-long Dating 101 series, and we talk about engagements and something that not a lot of engaged couples will think about. And it's something I cover every year. So you should know what it is. But I'm going to leave you in suspense. That's all I'm saying. If you think there's something funny I should see and share on the show, be sure to send it to me. There is the show email address Or, like I said earlier, if you have a question you want me to answer live on the air, well, not live, but when I film and post online, please email the show at shittalking20@gmail.com. I really don't use my Twitter anymore. In fact, I don't even know how to sign in right now. Because they kicked everybody out and you have to re-sign in. And I tried this at Josh_Fight930 and I need to take it off because it doesn't work. Like, it didn't find my profile. So I don't know what profile I had. Who knows? So I'll have to find it and then update it on here. How's that? Okay, great. While you have a second, because you can't go to my Twitter, so how about instead, please subscribe, and get the notifications anytime I post an episode, and comment below. Let me know what you thought about Josh's random rant. And if that would bother you if you ever dated a porn star. Yeah, I'm going to go there, people. Anyway. Next week on the show, we're covering, as I said, engagements. And all engaged couples, or couples getting ready to be engaged, or talking about engagement, need to watch this episode. Because I guarantee you haven't thought about what I'm going to mention next week. So please, be sure to join me next week. Until then, please, I totally forgot how I end the show. My mind just went blank. Anyway, until next week, everybody, please stay safe, stay healthy, stop the hate. Remind me of my lines, maybe. But until next week, that's all I'm saying.